Today's video is about an extremely serious topic, and in no way am I belittling or mocking that topic or excusing the things done by some truly evil men. However, I will be ripping the piss out of people who deserve to have the piss ripped out of them. Now, I'm a huge fan of Top Gear, proper Top Gear, before Chris Evans turned up, and of course the Grand Tour. And now that Clarkson, Hammond and May have stepped down from that show, there's speculation on who should be the next presenters. I'm going to suggest anyone from the Labour cabinet. They must all be excellent drivers because every 5 minutes they're forced to do a fucking U-turn. This latest U-turn is a big one, and it's no surprise that they waited until Starmer had buggered off to Canada to announce it. Because back in January, there was a call for a national inquiry into what was then called the Asian grooming gangs scandal. That name is misleading. Asian grooming gangs? What, hordes of Korean men brushing horses? No, these were men, Muslim men of mostly Pakistani heritage, deliberately targeting vulnerable white and Sikh girls to do unspeakable things to them. Who would have guessed that if you import people from, in my opinion, a backward medieval culture, where they don't even respect their own women and girls, and move them to this country where they have no intention of integrating and openly hate the indigenous population, that might cause some problems. So this is Liar Stalin back at the beginning of the year.
Calling for inquiries because they want to jump on a bandwagon of the far right, then that affects politics.
A bandwagon of the far right. The man can't even say far right bandwagon like a normal human, and apparently he has a voice coach. Who is it? Fucking Yoda? But you heard it. Anyone who wants an investigation into the horrendous crimes committed by Pakistani Muslim rape gangs, or rather gang rape gangs, must be a card-carrying fascist. This isn't about race, it's about culture. If it were about race, we'd be hearing about gangs of Hindu Pakistanis or Christian Pakistanis, but it isn't. It's just followers of the religion of peace. Now, in my opinion, and I own this, Islam, at least radical Islam, is less of a religion and more of a 7th century death cult. And given that the Prophet was a murderous warlord who married a 6-year-old girl when he was in his 50s and violated her when she was 9, if that is these man's role model, do we see the issue?
I asked you this question last week and you found every which way but not to answer it. Just how many grooming gangs have we got in London?
To avoid any misunderstanding, can she define what she means by that?
Yes, if you look at what's gone on in Rotherham, where there are people taking young girls, grooming them for sex, that is what I'm talking about.
We know in London there are issues about exploitation of young people, but they're not as defined by the member in her definition of what those types of gangs are.
So are you saying we haven't got the same sort of gangs that are in Rotherham, Bradford and lots of other places in the country?
Just for you misunderstanding, what does she mean by that?
You know full well what I mean by that. It's all over the television. You know exactly what I mean by that. These gangs of people that are grooming young girls for sex. Do we actually have those in London?
Today, I'm unclear, Chair, what is meant by the question. If she could spell it out, I can answer.
I've just spelt it out. Are you not listening? It's the sort of gangs that groom young girls at a young age for sex. Exactly how much clearer do you want me to be?
For those who don't know, that's Sadiq Khan, now Sir Sadiq Khan, Lord Mayor of London. And who knew that you could get knighted by massively increasing knife crime and acid attacks in a capital city? In my opinion, he's a slippery little bastard, constantly avoiding the question because he's desperate to hear either ethnicity or religion mentioned so he can scream racism or Islamophobia. And that's exactly how the grooming gangs have been able to operate. They know the police and the authorities are fucking terrified of being labelled as racist. So at the start of the year, we didn't need an inquiry, but now there's been a U-turn, and we do. So why have Labour been so against this inquiry? Well, an odd thing is that these vile gangs operate almost exclusively in Labour-run councils. I bet if you go past a Labour council office at the moment, you'll be able to hear the shredders going. Also, of course, here's a list of 52 Labour members who've been convicted of vile crimes against children. Now, Keir Starmer has been keen to point out that he was the head of the CPS and he put some of these monsters behind bars. And of course, that's true. But another strange thing is that as soon as he quit office, convictions for these crimes more than doubled. Also, why has it gone quiet on the 3 rent boys that tried to burn his house down? Just asking.
I think that there has been a tendency for people who've been worried about the story to have been labelled as racist.
Yes, I mean, I found it in Rotherham. It was one of those moments in life where I was following through on a children's file, an archive, child in, and found the word Pakistani Tipexed out. And I thought whoever did that inadvertently was giving ammunition to the English Defence League that were every week in and out campaigning and doing their stuff in that town. I think the problem is that people are worried about being called racist. In a way, they just give more ammunition to... If good people don't grasp difficult things, bad people will. And that's why we have to do it as a society.
That's Baroness Casey, whose report has led to the inquiry. Pointing out, I want to be clear here, crossing out the word Pakistani with Tipex, which is white, could be construed as quite racist, but pointing out that the cover-up has fueled the far right. Like we didn't fucking know that already. The EDL were mostly dickheads, but on this issue, they were absolutely correct. Her report has also said there's a link between illegal immigration and child abuse. Again, knock me down with a fucking feather. And I know the woke libtards will be pointing out that the vast majority of men who do terrible things to children in the UK are white. Yes, we are a white majority country. Work it out per capita, it isn't difficult. And I haven't verified this, so I'm not stating it as fact, but I recently read that when it comes to gang, more than one man abusing a young girl at the same time. Again, not stating as fact, I haven't verified it, but a report I read said 84% of those crimes are carried out by Pakistani Muslim men. That is mind-blowing, and I have no idea about the inner workings of the mind of a nonce. But I'm guessing the average British paedophile doesn't finish having his vile way and then think, right, I'll drive her to the next city so my cousin can have a go. So why has Keith Starlin's government done a U-turn? Why, remarkably, has the government done something right? In my opinion, and that's all it is, I think it's because they have to. If they don't, they're worried about a summer of civil unrest, of riots, because average hard-working Brits, of which I am one, we fucking had enough.
You alright? Have either of you got kids in the park? Have either of you got kids in the park? Huh? So I just wonder why it seems like you're just very interested in the park. Oh, it just seems like you're both together, yeah?
Yeah, of course we go together. Talk to me, bro.
You both. I'm talking to both of you.
No, just to me.
No, I'll talk to both.
Leave it.
What? No, I'll talk to both of you.
Leave, just talk to me.
I'll talk to both of you. You're telling me you're British and you can't even talk fucking English, mate? Huh?
Why you make a video? What's to do again?
Video, mate. What the fuck are you gonna do? Because you're both standing in near a park.
Of course. This is your property.
You've got the whole field.
This is your
You're
property.
both standing here together. You're not even talking to each other. Yeah? And you're just both staring at the fucking park. Yeah? There's loads of people up there in this area. We protect our kids around here, yeah? We ain't fucking. We don't follow the paedophile Mohammed. We don't follow the paedophile Mohammed, yeah? Fuck him.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Do something. There's two of you. There's one of me.
Shockingly, that sort of thing is not uncommon in Britain. Near where I live, there's a beautiful Victorian park, and some afternoons you will see Islamic gentlemen staring at the kiddies, even though none of the kiddies appear to be Muslim. And I haven't intervened because, first of all, I'm a white guy with tattoos and a shaved head, so the police would probably just turn up and taser me. And secondly, I don't fancy getting stabbed. And of course, I'm not saying that all Pakistani Muslim men do these terrible things. It's a tiny minority within a minority in this country. However, I will say this. Where are all the community leaders? Why haven't we seen the Muslim Council of Great Britain out going, thank God, or whatever they would say, finally something's being done about this blight on our community, thanks to the government and the police? The silence is fucking deafening. How far does the rot go? This has been another depressing video. The inquiry is reckoned to take around 3 years, which hopefully is about 2.5 years longer than Starmer's got left in office. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, God knows why you would have done, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like, a comment or share the video, that really helps the algorithm. This channel's nearly up to 10,000 viewers. If you'd like to support me in making these videos, there's a link in the description to buy me a coffee or to sign up to my Patreon, and as ever, thanks for watching. This video is on a very serious topic, and in no way am I making light of the situation. Fucked it up already. It's no surprise that they've waited until Liar Starlin has buggered off to Canada. And to any Canadians watching, feel free to keep him. Be fair, we had Mark Carney as the Governor of the Bank of England for years. Give a bit back. The woke libtards will be going, you're a racist! What, facts are fucking racist now, are they? There's a link to illegal immigration and dastardly things being done to women and girls. And in other news, the sun is hot. I'm not saying that this is in...